Jai Gurudev. Good? Meditation was good? Yeah? Okay. Some of you still don't feel like opening your eyes, huh? Yeah, this shows that the mind required is so much. Yeah? Your mind was thirsting for a calm and tranquil state. And you were the one not giving it that state. So now is this better? Is the visibility much better than before? Good. Alright. So now you all can remove your shlokas PDF or whatever you printed it out. Remove the printouts. Turn on your cameras. Turn on your cameras and see that you interact. Yeah? This session is not a lecture. Yeah? Some interaction is required because we are just discussing the shlokas. Yeah? So everybody has their PDF or printout, whatever in front of you. Yes? Okay. So let's begin. Who remembers Nachiketa's story? Who will tell us Nachiketa's story in short? In 30 seconds you have to tell me. Quickly. You have to unmute and speak.
Nachiketa was observing his father giving away all these donations that were not of much use, especially the cows that would not yield any milk. And he was bugging his father because something was bugging him as to why would somebody give away useless things. So he asked his father, who would you give me to? He being the most prized possession as a father's son. And the father says, I will give you to Yama. And he listens to what his father says and starts walking towards death. And then when he reaches the door of death, he has to wait 3 days. And when Yama comes and sees him waiting very patiently, he tells him, I'm sorry you have been waiting, and ask me for any 3 boons. So then Nachiketa is asking, first boon that he asks is, may his father's anger be appeased. And clearly I forgot the second. How to go to the heaven. Okay. How to go to heaven. And the third one, he wants to know about death and beyond.
Perfect. Yeah. Good.
Yama tells him that that is something that he cannot share and he could ask for any other boon, but Nachiketa keeps is stuck saying that that's all he wants to know.
Oh, good. So that's where we are in this shloka. Yeah. So Nachiketa asks, Ye yam prete vichikitsa manushye astit yeke nayam astit cheke. Means there is a doubt whether a person exists or he does not exist after death. That's the first line. Yeah. Vichikitsa is the doubt. there is the doubt that arises whether the prete, the body after dying, does that person after dying exist or not exist? Some say he exists. Yes. Some say he does not exist. That's the first line. Second line, Etad Vidyam, this knowledge, Anushishtas Tvayaham, I want to be taught by you. Varanam Esha Varas Tritiya. Tritiya means third. Out of the wishes, this is my third wish, my third boon. This is my third boon. So his doubt is, you tell me, after a person dies, does he exist or does he not exist? This vidya, this knowledge I want to be taught by you. And of the boons, this is my third boon. Clear? And you got the first line, na? Astita yeke means some say he exists. Asti. Asti means he exists. Yeah? Nayam astita cheke. Some say he does not exist. Nayam astita. So now let's see what Yama says. You are all set with this first sutra, this question? Go to the next one. You can see this, no? Yes. Deva. Deva means devas. When you cross over from the human birth and move on to the higher units of life. Yeah, Gandharvas, Kinnaras, Yakshas, Devas. We spoke about that in Kena Upanishad. So even those Devas, they are all under one umbrella, they are called Devas, just to make it easy to understand. And that Loka is called Devaloka. Yeah? Now it's not somewhere up in the clouds, like I've told you. Stop imagining that. Yeah? It's existent right here, right in your room. You are not sitting by yourself. So, Deva, Devar, Atrapi, Vichikitsam Purana. Since ancient times, Purana, since ancient times, Devas also are wondering about this, are in doubt about this. Vichikitsam is to have a doubt. Even Devas from ancient times have this doubt. Suvignyam. Suvignyam, to know it. To understand this is not easy. Suvignyam means to comprehend it or to understand it or to know it is not easy. Anur Esha Dharma means it is so subtle and abstract. Anu. This principle. Now dharma here means principle. This principle or this law about death is so subtle and abstract that it is beyond comprehension. And even devas since ancient times have been confused about it or doubtful about it. First line here. Anyam varam. Another var. Var is boon. Ask me for another var. Nachiketo. Yeah, he's trying to tell him now, divert his attention. Ask me for something else. Vrinishvama. Ma in Sanskrit is don't. Yeah? Vrinishvama means do not press me. Do not force me. Mo parutsar ati ma srijanam means release me from this promise that I made to you, that I'll give you 3 moons, no? Release me from this. Mo parutsar ati ma srijanam. Release me from this promise. So now, it's not easy, once you tell somebody, you asked me for a boon and the person asks you, then now you have to convince the other person. You have to kind of give him a carrot now, Try to tell him, oh no, this is better, do this. Yeah. So now let's see how death wants to fool Nachiketa. We did this. What is it? What is he going to offer him? Who remembers? All that tempts the mind in this world, all the material temptations, now he is going to offer. Yes. So first he says, Shat Ayushya. What is Shat Ayushya? 100 years. Live 100 years. Have a long life of 100 years. Yeah. Shat Ayushya. Putra Pautran. Putra Pautran have sons and grandsons. Yeah, and see them grow and all. Vrinishva Bahun Pashun Hasti. Choose many, abundance of cattle. In that ancient times, cattle was wealth. Yeah? Lots of cows, lots of poultry. Choose how much you want. Yeah? Hasti is an elephant. Choose elephants even, he said. Yeah? Whatever cattle, elephant you want, choose that. Vrinishva Bahun Pashun Hasti. Yeah? Bahun is a lot, abundant, plenty. Plenty of cattle, elephants even, because elephants in that ancient times were very expensive. Only like the kings and the ministers could afford an elephant. Hiranyam, what is Hiranyam? Gold. Yeah, gold. Hiranyam. Ashwan. Yeah? Ashwan is horses. Choose gold, choose horses, choose cattle in plenty. All that was very, tempting for people in that ancient times. That's what he is trying to tempt Nachiketa with. He doesn't stop there. He says what? Bhumer Mahad. Bhumi, land. Yeah? Ask for a lot of land. Mahad is huge. Plenty, vast expanse of land. Ayatanam Vrinishva. Again he repeats. And a very, very long life to go with it. Yeah? To enjoy all these pleasures. Swayam cha jiva sharado. He's saying, ask however long you want this jiva, this body, to go on and on. He's tempting him towards that. And the last two words, Yavad Ichchati, ask whatever you want. Temptation, this is all Yama's temptations. Same will happen to you when you meet Yama. All your raga, dvesha will come in front of you. If you have a big raga for a Mercedes car, he will say, oh, take. That's your biggest raga. You will have your Mercedes car, you will have that $1 million mansion. Oh, that beautiful girl or that handsome guy that you didn't get in this previous lifetime, he will be yours. He'll give you all these temptations at the time of death. Yeah? Because he wants to test you. How strong are you? Can you let go of these temptations? Yeah? And walk towards the light and want to go towards Mahat? Or are you all that weakling, you say, oh, this person or that person, oh, money, 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 and finished. You're stuck in the cycle of rebirth. That moment, the moment you get stuck in something, the window of liberation will close on you. And you will come back into body to experience whatever that temptation was. Yes? So you remember, Guruji has also said this, and it's also shown in movies, that at the time of death, your entire life flashes in front of you. You've heard this? What is the meaning of entire life flashing? It's not going to be like a movie going from scene to scene. It's going to be your strongest ragas and dveshas. Yes, especially dvesha. Especially the person you hate is definitely going to come in front of you. Especially the situation you are running away from is going to come in front of you. It's going to flash. Yeah? That is the meaning of this temptation, this sutra. Yeah? All these Upanishads and the sutras that the Upanishads have, they are like a code. You have to decipher the code, understand it. Yeah? The understanding is this, that when you meet death, your strongest ragas and dveshas are going to flash before your eyes, right in front of your eyes. And it can be all this money, gold, and we don't go after cattle, but we go after job, opportunities. Yeah, that's what will come in front of us. Yeah? Land, you want a lot of property, you want your parents' property also, all that will flash. Yeah? So, homework for you for today. Homework number 1. What are your strongest temptations? Yeah? Look at all these examples that Yama has brought in front of you. Do you have this thing, I want to live very long, I want to live 100 years? Yeah? Or do you have, I want this property, that land? Yeah? I want that car, I want that $1 million mansion? Women, gold, jewelry, shoes, I don't know what. Yeah? Bags, clothes. Yeah? Think, what is it that, really is your weak point? When you enter a shop, you see the word sale and you go crazy. Yeah? You're all over the shop. You want everything that is on sale. Huh? Happens to men also, especially on Thanksgiving. Yeah? Thanksgiving sales, remember your Black Friday sales? Yeah? So, recognize, what are these temptations in my mind that I go totally gaga over, that I am so crazy about. That's homework number 1. Yeah? Under that sutra. Yeah? Now we go to the next sutra. So far it's clear, no? So from here you know the story that Nachiketa says, no, you don't give me all this. I don't want all this. You keep your cattle and you keep your 100 years of life and you keep your land. I don't want any of this. What does Nachiketa want? The knowledge about death. You give me this highest knowledge. Yeah? Thank you. Keep all your material belongings to yourself. So Death has to also put down his, shield in front of Nachiketa, because Nachiketa is so strong in his resolution that even Death gives up. Yeah? So the next sutra that we have picked is where Death is kind of glorifying Nachiketa. He says, wow, you are so wonderful. People would give in to this temptation, but you could resist it. Yeah? So that is the next. Anya Shreyo, Anyad Utaiva Priya. There are two paths. The path of good and the path of pleasant. Shreya and Preya. Now you tell me which is good and which is pleasant. Shreya or Preya?
Shreya.
Shreya is what? You are on mute. You are on mute.
Shreya is
Yes, Shreya is the path of good and Preya is the path of pleasant. There is a difference? Isn't there a difference? The path of good might not be pleasant. Yes? You know you have to do your pranayam, your bhastrika. Oh, I have to do pranayam, I have to do bhastrika. So much effort. Yeah. But in the long run, this is good for me. Yes? It's not Preya, but it is Shreya for me. Yeah? Shreya means it is good in the long term for me. Yeah? Preya is the Hindi word Preeti. Preya. Oh, it's so nice not to do any pranayam bhastrika, just to sit and watch TV all Saturday, Sunday. What fun! Who is going to attend Kathopanishad? So much application of the mind. Full week I went to work, I applied my mind. All kinds of logic your mind comes up with, isn't it? Yeah, it wants to do that which is prayer. And prayer is what? Watching TV. You're getting it? So, Anya Shreya. Shreya is different. Anya Duttaiva Preya. And even different is prayer, the path of prayer. Yeah, these are two different paths. Yeah. Prayaste ubhe nanarthe. Nanarthe means they have different purposes. Yes? Ubhe is both. Both have different purposes. You cannot say that I will not do anything prayer. Sometimes Shreya also becomes prayer. Yeah? Now, after so many years of practicing the Sudarshan Kriya, it is no more just good. It is also very pleasant, right? The day you don't do Sudarshan Kriya, you feel you've not brushed your teeth. You don't feel pleasant. Yeah? Bunking Kriya. So, now Shreya has become prayer also, right? So both have different purposes. Both are required in life. Both are a part of life. Yes? And both Purushagam Sinataha. Purushagam is this person. Yeah? Your Purusha, which is embodied right now. Purushagam means a person. Somebody who has taken a body, an embodied soul. Sinataha, it binds you. The path of good also binds you, and the pleasant path also binds you. Both bind you. Yeah? How do they bind you? When you do good, what happens to you? You get into ego. Say, oh, I am great. Look at you. You don't even get up early in the morning and meditate. Yeah? You poor mortal. What? I am bound by my ego. Forget about the other person. I am the one bound by doing Shreya. Yeah? And prayer anyway binds me. Yeah, I'm lost in pleasant. I'm lost in watching TV. It's binding. It's a bondage. TV karma. Yeah? Leaves a very strong impression on my mind. Tayo Shreya Adadanasya Sadhu Bhavati. The one who chooses Shreya is a sadhu. Yeah? Sadhu does not mean somebody who wears a saffron robe and sits with a karmandal. No. Yeah? Sadhu is a good soul. A soul that gives importance to the higher purpose of life. That is the meaning of sadhu. Yeah? In Sanskrit, when we want to say good, very good. Yeah? You did a great job. We say sadhu, sadhu. Yes? That's how we speak in Sanskrit. Yeah? Somebody says, oh, today I really did my Surya Namaskar and my meditation, my Kriya, and it was so good. I'm feeling so refreshed. You say, good, very good. That is sadhu, sadhu. Understood the meaning of sadhu? Yes, it was then, of course, taken and a name was made, and then in India, people wore those saffron robes and they were called sadhus. But understand the real meaning behind it. He is a sadhu who chooses Shreya over prayer. So what about the other person who chooses prayer over Shreya? Iyate arthad yau preyo vrinite. Yeah? Whoever chooses prayer. Vrinite is to choose. Yeah? Preyo vrinite is whoever chooses prayer, what happens to him? He loses the very objective of human life. Arthad, hiyate arthad. Yeah? He loses the very objective or meaning of human life. Homework number 2 for you. Do you give importance to Shreya or do you give importance to prayer? Where are you? Can you hear me clearly, Vandana? Or is it too loud or too soft? Okay. Can we go ahead? Next sutra. Okay. So now, Yama is appreciating Nachiketa that you are a sadhu. Yeah, you have chosen Shreya over prayer. Yes, you have really advanced. You are really a sadhu. And of course there are many more shlokas where he goes on saying, the people who choose good always progress in life and you are great and we need many more Nachiketas like you. So there are many sutras where he goes on praising Nachiketa. I just chose one from that, Valli. from that particular section. Valli means section. Yeah. So then he starts talking about death, and before he goes into the deeper topic about death, he first tells him about the soul, yeah, or tells him about the Purusha, yeah. That's how it goes in the Sanskrit text. Yeah. So he says very few people make an effort to understand the Purusha, yeah, or to understand the Paramatma. Paramatma here again is the Brahman consciousness, the pool of consciousness in which we all are. And we all are Antaratma. You remember that? We discussed this last weekend. Antaratma is the individual Purusha. Yeah? We are all Antaratma and we are in the pool of Paramatma. Clear? So now the word Paramatma comes in this particular shloka. So that's why I'm telling you. So now the sutra. Tam durdarsham gudham anu pravishtam means what? Through self-realization or contemplation, this gudham, anupravishtam. Gudham is hidden, deep within. Anupravishtam is buried under. Yeah? Durdarsham, that which is hard to perceive. Tam durdarsham gudham anupravishtam, that which is hard to perceive and deeply hidden. Guhahitam. Guhahitam is situated in the depth of the Purusha, yeah, or of the subtle body. We did last week. It is situated in the heart of the subtle body. Remember? Gahavareshtam. It exists in this body-mind complex in misery and in pleasure. Gahavareshtam. Adhyatma yogadi gamena means one who focuses on this Purusha, on this Atma. That dhiraha. Dhira is that intelligent person. Jahati is freed from. Freed from what? Harsha and Shoko. What is Harsha? Come on, Hindi word also. Harsha. Happiness. Super excitement. And Shoko is sadness or sorrow. Yeah. So he becomes free of evil, super excitement or super depression. He has an equanimous mind who meditates upon this Purusha that is deeply hidden within the heart of the subtle body, deep inside. Yeah? And that exists whether there is misery or happiness, no? The Purusha is always there, the one who is meditating upon it. Whether there is sorrow in life or joy in life, he becomes free of that sorrow and joy. Yeah? Slightly complicated this is. Tam durdarsham gudham anupravishtam. That which is not easy to perceive, which is hidden in the heart, deeply inside it is situated. Guhahitam, in the cave of the subtle body. Gahavareshtam, whether there is misery or sorrow or happiness outside, that Puranam, since ancient times, Adhyatma Yogadhigamena, with that application of yoga, the one who goes within, or focusing the mind on that Purusha, one who goes within, that Dhiraha, that courageous one, he rises beyond or is free from Harsha and Shoko. Yes? Why? Because Harsha and Shok, which is super excitement or super depression, belongs to what? What does it belong to? Which body?
Physical body.
Harsha and Shoko, where is it?
Oh, the subtle body.
Subtle body. Yes? So, inside the heart of the subtle body is the causal body. One who with yoga really goes deeper from the physical to the subtle, and then goes even deeper from the subtle to the causal. And hidden deep inside that cave, one who with the help of yoga unites with that Atma, he becomes free of anything that is on the subtle body, no? Because he has gone even deeper within. Yeah? So Harsh and Shoko is at the level of the subtle body. That drops off, he becomes free of that. Yeah? You understood how to open this sutra. Yeah? It's like a big code. Yeah, that's pretty. What did you draw? Vandana, you can just present Maheshwari 1 minute so that we can see the diagram. Present her. She's showing something that she drew. Can you all see Maheshwari's screen? Yeah? So she's drawn the causal, the subtle and the physical layer, and how you withdraw from the physical to the subtle. If you're still stuck at the subtle, you will still experience harsh and shok. You go even deeper, yeah, with the help of yoga dhigamena. You go to the causal body. You are established in the causal body. Obviously, you become free from harsh and shoka, happiness and sorrow. Excellent. Very nice. Guys, she deserves a clap. Very nice. Yeah. So, one who makes this effort, withdraws from the external to the subtle, and then withdraws from the subtle also and goes within and is established there. With the help of yoga, that dhira, he is free from joy and sorrow. So he is bringing him to, Yama is bringing Nachiketa to this understanding slowly. He's telling him that this is what, he's giving him the trailer before the movie. He's making him understand it. So now, Nachiketa has a question for Yama. Yeah? The next sutra we'll do, number 14. Yeah? Nachiketa has a question for Yama. And what is his question? Let's look at that. Anyatra dharmat, anyatra adharmat. That which is beyond dharma and beyond adharma. Anyatrasmat kritak kritat. That which is beyond cause and effect. Next line. Anyatra bhutach bhavayacha. That which is beyond past and future. Bhut is past, bhavayacha is future. Yat tat pashyasi tadvada. That you see, you tell me about that. Pashyasi is to see. Tadvada, that you tell me. Yeah? He's asking him, don't tell me what is dharma and what is adharma. Don't tell me what is good and bad. Don't tell me about time. Yeah? Don't tell me about cause and effect. Tell me that which is beyond all this. Beyond cause and effect. Beyond time. Go beyond all that is existent in this physical realm of existence. Yes? We discussed last weekend, past and future belongs to which realm of existence? Perfect. It's only here. The moment the soul dies, Guruji said no last weekend, the soul passes on to the other side. And on the other side, is there time like us? How is the time? If you want to also compare the time zones. Who remembers?
Was 1 day in the other realm.
Perfect. Yeah? It's just 1 day on the other side. 1 year here. Yes? So he's saying, you don't tell me all this. I'm not interested. You tell me that which is beyond that. Beyond time. You tell me that which is beyond dharma and adharma. Good and bad. All this good and bad belongs to this physical realm of existence. There is a very beautiful Rumi poem. Rumi, you must have heard about. Yeah? He was also an enlightened saint and he spoke in the form of poetic verses. Very beautiful his poems are. Yeah? And one of his poems is like that. There is a place beyond past and future, beyond time. There is a place which is beyond joy and beyond sorrow. I will meet you there. Very beautiful. I'm just telling you one verse of it. It's a full long poem. There is something beyond all this. Yeah? You will find me there. Yeah? Meet me there. So what is he saying here? You tell me that beyond this physical realm of existence. I am not interested in all this. See, Nachiketa, he is such a good disciple that even the master is amazed at his thirst. Even the master has to just tell him what the disciple is asking for. Look at that quality of disciple. So, then Yama has to tell him. Yama cannot just stop himself. So, Yama goes on to tell him about the mystery of Om. So, there are a few sutras in the middle where he just says the soul dies and moves on. Yes, you have to let go of all the five senses, and you, O Nachiketa, are already there. Your understanding is already there. You just asked me that you want to go beyond the physical realm of existence. Again, all praising Nachiketa, where in that praising only that part is done where the body has to leave all the senses behind. The body dies, and the earth goes to the earth, water goes to the water, fire goes to the fire. All those sutras are there. Simple, very nicely that, oh Nachiketa, you already know this, like that. And then when the soul passes on, then what is to be done? Then we come to this sutra. Sarve Veda Yat Padam Amananti. Means all the Vedas, Sarve Vedas, all the Vedas, Yat Padam, that goal, that supreme goal, Amananti, they propound or teach. Tapagumsi Sarvani Cha Vadanti. Tapagumsi is all the tapas or all the penance and austerities that you see done by yogis or given in the scriptures. Yeah? What is their goal? Sarvani, all of them. Cha Vadanti. Vadanti is to say, but a penance cannot say. This is poetic license to tell you that a penance is also saying something, is sending you a message. Yeah, like for example, those who did Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, you took so many vows, no? Yeah, a vow of not stealing, a vow for not even wishing that I want her pink dress or his blue jeans. Even thinking in the mind like that is stealing. You have already stolen. So penance is what? Taking that vow that I will not even wish for somebody else's things. Yes, that is tapas. Yeah, and these tapas, all these austerities are saying something, are giving you a message. And what that message is, O Nachiketa, yeah, I will tell you. He is saying. Got it? One little sutra has so much in it. Just the first line. The next line. Yad icchanto brahmacharya charanti. What is brahmacharya? Just abstinence from sex. Is that brahmacharya?
Giving up all kinds of desires.
Is giving up brahmacharya?
Living the life of
Brahmacharya. Charya means to walk.
always coming back to knowledge.
Okay, that is pretty close, but still one more.
Moving towards the Brahman.
Perfect. Brahmacharya. Charya is walking or moving. Brahman is that Brahman consciousness, that Purusha, that is a reflection of the Brahman. I am moving towards that causal body through my practices, through my penance, through my jnana, yeah, through my karmas, whichever path is your path. Brahmacharya is walking towards the Brahman. Yes? And as a path of, as you are on this path, celibacies are happening. Just like desires fall off. You must have noticed in your own mind the way you have so many desires before joining Art of Living, and now through the years since you've done so much, desires have started falling off. You don't crave so much for these things, yeah, running after that handsome guy or that beautiful girl. All these things have dropped off. They were there before you started walking the path. So you see, naturally certain desires start dropping off. Like that also, the desire for touching another body, sex, is a natural desire which drops off. You do not have to force yourself. When you force yourself, it is not something that is happening naturally. Yeah? It is suppression. Yeah? And suppression is never advised on the path, on the spiritual path. Yes? So the people who have understood brahmacharya wrongly call it celibacy. That's the wrong interpretation. Guruji has very clearly put this. Very clearly he has, in Ashtavakra he has described it. What is Brahmacharya? Walking towards the infinity, towards the Brahman is Brahmacharya. So those who have taken on this Brahmacharya, you are all Brahmacharis. You have all started walking on this path. Yeah, it doesn't matter whether you're married or you have children. Yes, Brahmacharya is walking towards the Brahman. So, those who are on the path of Brahmacharya, Charanti is walking. Ye Icchanto. Icchanto, what are they desiring? What are they desiring? What is the highest desire? Why are you walking towards the Brahman?
To be one with the Brahman.
Perfect, to be one with the Brahman. Tat Padagum, that goal, that highest goal. Yeah. Sangrahena, collectively. Yeah, Sangrahena, collectively. It's also a Hindi word, no? Marathi word. Sangrahena, to collectively. I will put it. Braveen, I will tell you. Collectively, in one word, I will tell you that goal. And what is that? Om Ityetat. That is Om. Yeah. So, to summarize the whole sutra, the goal which all the Vedas declare, which all the disciplines proclaim, desiring which people start walking towards the Brahman, that I shall describe to you in one single word or collectively, and that is Om. Yeah? Yes? And so this goes on. Yeah? He explains Om in many ways. I have just chosen a few sutras. Yes, because that full Valli, that full section is just glorification of Om, and Om will do this to you, Om will do that to you, Om brings all good. Yes, so I have just chosen a few. Etad hi evaksharam Brahma. This syllable itself, this Om syllable, is the Brahman. Etad hi evaksharam param. This syllable itself is param, is the highest. Next line. Etad hi evaksharam nyatva. Knowing this very syllable, or aksharam, there is no proper translation, or because Om is not regarded as a word, that is why I am not using word. Yeah? Om is a sound. You know this, right? We don't call it a word, because word again is related to the mind, to the subtle body. It is a sound. It is the sound of creation. That is why we call it a syllable or sound. Etad hi evaksharam nyatva. Knowing this very syllable. Yo yad icchanti tasya tat. Whatever one desires, so be it. Means that will be fruitful. That will happen to him. Tasya tat. So be it. So now he goes on to describe that when you move on to the other side, you must just get absorbed in Om, and that is the highest secret. Yes? And recognize who is going to the other side. Is it this body? No, it is the soul. It is the soul, O Nachiketa. And let me describe to you now what is the soul and what are the qualities of the self. That's how Yama goes on to continue. So the next chapter is about the self. Good. Can you move ahead? Yeah, to the next sutra. The eternal self. Anor Aniyan, smaller than the smallest, or subtler than the subtlest. Mahato Mahiyan, greater than the greatest. Atmasya Jantor Nihito Guhyam. The self, Atmasya. Jantor is like the word Jantu. Jeev Jantu, you heard the Hindi word? Creature. Yeah? So this Atma is in the creature. Okay? Nihito Guhyam. Nihito is lodged deep inside. Guhyam, we did the word previously. Guhyam is deep somewhere, deeply hidden within. Nihito is lodged. So, the smaller than the smallest and the greater than the greatest. This Atma, Atmasya, is lodged. Nihito is lodged deep inside. Guhyam is deep inside who? The Jantor. Jantor is the Jantu or the creature. It doesn't matter what the creature is. Got it? Yes? Whether it is an ant or an elephant, Guruji described, no? The soul is the same. It is subtler than the subtlest. And just to revise, last week he told you, no, what is the size? Yeah, but how do you come to that size? Guruji actually helped you dissect. We started from a strand of hair. Tell me from there, who remembers? What is the size of the ego first?
So you take one strand of the hair, you cut it into 100 pieces vertically.
Yes.
And then you take the 100th piece and then you again go on chopping it for 100 into 100 pieces, and that 100th piece is your ego.
Wait, no, that has to be again done for 10 times.
Yeah.
And then the tip of that last one is your ego. Then, after ego, what is the size of the self?
I don't remember the exact number.
Okay, that tip that we did, dividing 100 times, again dividing 100 times, again dividing 10 times, that is the size of an atom. Okay? 100 times smaller than the size of the atom is the ego. Yeah? And 100 times smaller than the size of the ego is the self. That is why subtler than the subtlest. Yeah? That is why Anor Aniyan, subtler than the subtlest. And still it is Mahato Mahiyan, it is greater than the greatest. Yeah? It runs everything. So it is greater than the greatest and subtler than the subtlest. And it is in every Jantor, every creature, deeply hidden inside. Tam Akruta Pashyati Vita Shoko Tam Akruta. The word Akruta is very beautiful. It's a desireless person. Yeah? The desireless person, the person who is not feverish about running behind this and that. Yeah? That person, yeah, sees it. Pashyati is to see. He sees it, or he beholds it, in a better English way to say it. That person beholds it, the desireless one. Vita Shoko, he becomes free from sorrow. Dhatu Prasadan. Yeah? Dhatu Prasadan, through the grace of the dhatus. You remember Guruji using the word dhatus last week? What are dhatus? Who remembers? You've done this, Ashtavakra 20. Come on guys, jog up your memory.
So, Mas, Macha, Rakta, Shukra,
Virya.
Bhakti.
Very good. Virya.
And Shukra.
That's okay. That's also good. Yeah, so these are all the substances of the body that she recited. Those who don't know, you will know when you do Ashtavakra 20. Yeah, they are nothing but the blood, the plasma, the fluids in the body, your bone marrow, yeah, the reproductive fluids in the body, the semen, yeah. All these together, yeah, what do they form? They are called the substances, dhatu. Yeah. So at the physical realm, these are the dhatus. At the subtle realm, yeah, the dhatu is also the calm mind, the relaxed and the quiet mind, yeah, the tranquil state of mind. And at the causal body level, when somebody moves from the physical to the subtle and from the subtle to the causal, when one realizes the Purusha, it is said this realization happens by the grace of the dhatus. Dhatu prasadan. So which dhatus? The dhatus at the physical level, the calm and the tranquil state of mind, which is the dhatu at the subtle body level, and the grace of the Purusha or the Brahman. Yeah. This is the part where Guruji said that, oh, you keep running. And you say, yes, I'm running. You're all enthusiastic. You put in all your self-effort. And then when you come, to the gates of Mahat, now you have to give up. It is the grace of the divine that is going to work. Yes, this is that Dhatu Prasadan. It is the grace of the divine. If the divine feels you are a patra, you can contain this knowledge, then only will it come to you. Yeah? So, tam akruta pashyati vita shoko. The undesiring one beholds it, free from sorrow, but not without dhatu prasada. Yeah? So, through the grace of the Supreme Being, dhatu prasadan, mahimanam atmanam, the greatness of the self is realized. Mahiman, again, the greatness. Yeah? Atmanam, of the self. The greatness of the self is realized only through dhatu prasadan, the grace of the divine. And then by many more sutras are there which describes about, because people now start feeling, I have done this, I am doing that, I am walking on the path of karma yoga, or I am listening to scriptures, I am doing so much jnana yoga, or I am in bhakti, I am doing so much satsang. What does it mean? That my effort is not counted. That it's only the grace of the divine. Yeah. So here Yama goes on to describe it further in the next sutra. Yeah, he says, Nayam Atma Pravachanena. Atma cannot be realized by pravachan. What is pravachan? What is pravachan? Discourses, all this spiritual discourse. You just coming to a class like this and you think, okay, I heard all of Kathopanishad, now I should get enlightened. Is that going to happen? He says, no. Misunderstanding. Yeah? You cannot become a doctor just by going to nursery school and passing the nursery and the KG and then the first grade and the second grade. No. That does not guarantee you will be able to do a good surgery for a patient on the surgery table. No. Yes? It's got nothing to do with your studies. Studies are required. You cannot become a doctor without going to first grade, second grade, third grade, completing your college, then going to medical school. All this is required. All this study is required to get there. But still it will not ensure that you will be a good surgeon who will not kill the poor patient on the operation table. Yeah? Still your studies will not be sufficient. Studies are required to get you there, but they are not the final. Got it? So, Nayam Atma Pravachanena. The Atma cannot be attained by pravachan or by scriptural discourses only. Labhayo, attained. Yeah? Labhayo means attained. It cannot be attained by pravachanena. Na medhaya, not by intellectual reasoning. Yeah? Medha, you might have a friend called Medha. Beautiful name. Yeah? Intellectual reasoning. I sit and reason out. Yeah? Oh, okay, this is my raga and this is my dvesha. Okay, I have to drop my raga and dvesha. I'm working on this. Now I should get enlightened. Is that sufficient? He says, no. Again, that is again just one more certificate, one more certification or diploma you got on the way. Yeah? It's a long way. But that does not mean you can drop now the certification and diploma. If I stop going to school, will I ever become a doctor? Got it? So, it cannot be obtained just by going to school, but I have to go to school also. Yes? It cannot be obtained just by intellectual reasoning, but I have to do intellectual reasoning also. Yes? Otherwise, I will not be able to realize, oh, what medicine am I supposed to give to this patient and what medicine am I not supposed to give. Got it? Yeah? So, understand the code in the sutras. The code is that just by doing this, don't start thinking I'm going to get enlightened. That is what he said. Na bahuna shrutena. Bahuna is lot, shrutena, listening. Not by listening to scriptures or talks or knowledge a lot are you just going to attain it. They are required on the path, but don't think, oh, I have heard Patanjali before. I am enlightened. I don't need to listen to it anymore. How many of you went into that when you came to know Patanjali starting? Yeah? Oh, I have heard it. I have done it with Guruji. I am enlightened. Huh? No. Yeah. So, neither saying that it is not required, yeah, or neither saying that, oh, I have done it and I should get enlightened. It's a golden middle line. You cannot tip over to this side and you cannot tip over to that side. You have to keep walking right in the middle. Neither getting into the ego of I know it all, yeah, or not dropping it. It's a very fine line. You have to keep walking. So, Not by pravachana, not by nidhaya, which is intellectual listening, and not by shrutena, listening to too much. Yam evasya vrinite tena labhyas tasyasya. Means what? I just told you the answer. Tam yena labhyas. He finds it. Who? Tasya Atma. The Atma chooses. Yeah? Who finds it? The one whom the Atma chooses. Or the Brahman chooses. Or the Divine chooses. Vivrinite tanugam swam. To him, he reveals his own nature. Yes. So now, the next question of Nachiketa is, oh, okay, so now the grace of the divine has to bless me. Yeah. So now how do I become eligible so that the divine chooses me? Yeah. Next question, same question came to you. Yeah. Same question comes to Nachiketa. Oh, how will the divine choose me? What do I have to do so that I become a patra? Yeah. Those are the sutras which I have skipped. Yeah. So then Yama says, okay, I'll give you that answer also. And what is his answer? Here, the next sutra, Sutra 24. Na virato dushcharitam. Dushcharitam, bad conduct, a bad person. Huh? The one who desists not from bad conduct. Na virato is the one who does not desist from bad conduct. Na shanto na samahitaha. One who is not shanta. Shanto you got? Yeah? His mind is not shant. Shant from what? Na samahita. Samahita is to restrain. Move away from the sense objects to the senses. Move towards the mind. Move towards the intellect. Move towards the ego. Move towards the self. Samahit. This process is called samahit. To pull yourself away from the world of five senses and go within. Got it? I wanted to give you the meaning of samahit so you understand it. Yeah, but to put it in one word, one who has not restrained himself or pulled himself away from the objects of the senses. Next line, na shanto manasto, whose mind is not calm, whose mind is not focused within the self, whose mind is not still. Vapi prajnanenainam. Prajnanenainam is through, even though he is learned beyond compare. Yeah? He might know all these scriptures by heart. He might be a pandit of scriptures. But if he has not desisted from dushcharitam, bad conduct, if he has not made his mind calm, if he has not restrained his senses and come within, and he has not stilled his mind into the self or the Purusha, such a person, even if he is a pandit, prajnani nainam, even if he is a big pandit of all the scriptures, apnuvat, he will not attain it. He cannot get it. So what do you understand from this? What is your next homework? Just by attending Kathopanishad, are you going to become a good person? Just because I attend all knowledge sessions, I listen to everything that Guruji says. Yeah? If I have not desisted from bad conduct, if I have not applied this homework, I will not achieve it. If I have not stilled my mind, which is meditation, Sudarshan Kriya, yeah? If I have not gone within, I will not achieve it. Yes? Even if I know all these scriptures by heart, even if I learn all these sutras by heart, I will not achieve it till the time my mind is not calm and restrained, till the time I have not withdrawn from this world of five senses and gone within. Got it? So this is the first qualification that he gives Nachiketa to become worthy of the grace of divine. And so Nachiketa is interested in more. So there are many sutras on the same thing, that you drop all this negativity, drop bad conduct, be a good person. Even if the world is bad and things are bad, people are bad, situations are bad, you don't get swayed. You again and again come to the Purusha, established in the self. Many sutras on the same. Yeah, dropping bad conduct. Again and again, emphasizing that point was very, there's a full valli, which is very long, lots of sutras, emphasizing the same point. The full section is just that. A person who lets his senses reign like wild horses, that is one of the sutras. His senses are out and about like wild horses, running after money, running after women, after men, after money, after this, after that. The senses are out like wild horses. One who cannot control these wild horses and bring them under restraint, he cannot attain that. Like that there are many verses. Yeah? So I just chose the few important ones that Gurudev covered. We'll go to the next one, that is also on the similar lines. Yasva avijnanavan bhavati amanaskas sada suchi. One who has no insight and no control over his mind. Yeah? Who is ever impure. Sada Suchi. Suchi word is pure. Yeah? He is amanaskas and sada Suchi. So he is ever impure and amanaskas, his mind is not controlled. Yeah? Avijnanam, who is not in knowledge. Yeah? So yasva avijnanavan, who is not in knowledge. Bhavati is Bhavati is the verb to be in Sanskrit. So one who is avijnanavan, unwise, who is amanaskas, whose mind is not within his control, and he is asadasuchi. In Sanskrit, when it is amanaskas and asadasuchi, they put it just once. You have to understand that it is also applied here. A means not. Okay? So, amanaskas is not controlling the mind, and asadasuchi is always impure. He will never attain it. That part is implied here. Na sa tat padam apnoti. He will not attain that padam. That padam I told you, the goal, the highest. He will not attain, he will not reach that goal. Then what will happen to him? Samsaracha adhigacchati. He will go back into the samsara, as if he will return back to the cycle of birth and death on account of his raga dvesha. And the next sutra is the continuation of this one. So they are like a pair sutra. Yeah, they are supposed to go together. Yeah, the next sutra. Yastu vijnanavan bhavati. But one who is wise. Yeah. Bhavati, again I told you, to be, is. Yeah, the verb to be. Yastu vijnanavan bhavati, one who is wise. Sa manaskas, his mind is controlled. Sada suchi, he is always pure. Satu tat padam apnoti, he reaches that goal. Yasmad bhuyo na jayate, and he is not born again. Jayate is to be born. Yeah, bhuya is again. Yeah? So he is not again born. He does not take a physical form. He does not return to the cycle of birth and death. So Nachiketa asked him, okay, that is beautiful. So now how do I do this? You tell me the full process of how do I do this. I want to become a patra for the grace of divine to flow in me. Yeah? And how do I now recognize this divine? Yes? So he tells him, we've done this. Indriyabhya parahyartha. Beyond the objects of the senses are the senses. We've done this, remember? Arthebhyas cha param mana. Beyond the senses is the mind. You remember this? From the sense, objects of senses come to the senses. From the senses come to the mind. Manasa cha para buddhi. Yeah? Beyond the mind is intellect. Buddhi is intellect. Buddhir atma mahan parak. And beyond that understanding or that intellect is what? Is the highest, the greatest, Mahan Para. Yeah? What is that greatest? Tell me.
Purusha.
No. Before the Purusha. We still not reached the Purusha. The stages, remember? Which is that Mahan Para. Mahat. The Mahat Tattva. Yeah, he's talking about the Mahat. Yes. And he goes on to explain it very clearly in the next sutra. It's a continuation. Again, these are a couple sutras. They go together. Yeah? Mahata Param Avyaktam. Beyond the Mahat or greater than the Mahat is the Avyakta. What is Avyakta? Who remembers from last weekend? Tell me. Forgot in 1 week. How will you remember till death? You have to unmute and speak, dear. I can't hear you. There is an unmute button on the top. There's a mute and unmute button. Vandana, can you unmute her? She doesn't know how to do it. Avyakta is the unmanifest. Yeah? The unmanifest. And that is the Maya. Yeah? It is the one that creates this entire Maya. Yeah? It's called Mahamaya. So, Mahatah Param Avyaktam. Beyond the Mahat or higher than the Mahat is the Avyakta, which is the unmanifest. Avyaktat Purusha Para. Beyond the Avyakta is the Purusha, or higher than the Avyakta or unmanifest or the Maya is the Purusha. Remember we did this? All forgotten in 1 week, guys. Purushan na param kinchit. There is nothing which is higher than the Purusha. If you get to the Purusha, O Nachiketa, you will dissolve in the Brahman, because that drop of water, after losing its label of distillery or aquafina or whatever it was stuck to, it recognizes, oh, I am the ocean. So beyond the Purusha there is nothing higher. Yeah? You will dissolve automatically in the Brahman. Yeah? Purushan na param kinchit sa. There is nothing beyond the Purusha. Kastha sa para gati. Kastha, this is the end of the journey. Sa paragati, this is the final goal. Kastha is the perfect English word would be the acme, the pinnacle, the culmination. Yeah? Paragati, ultimate goal, the final goal. Yes, so he's reveal the secret of the self to Nachiketa. These are the layers of the self. What are the 4 layers? Come on. First, of the self. Mahat, Avyakta,
Purusha and Brahman.
Perfect. Purusha and Brahman. These are the 4 layers of the self or the soul or the divine. Because Nachiketa asked the question, how will I become a patra of this grace of the divine? So he says, the divine has all these layers and you go step by step, from your sense objects to the senses, to the mind, to the intellect, to the Mahat, to the Avyakta, to the Purusha. And once you are at the Purusha, you will automatically become one with the Brahman. Yeah? So, this is where the Rishi of this particular Kathopanishad came up with some humor, and the next sutra is the Humorous Putra. Yeah? He says, Paranchi Khani Vyatmat Swayambhu. Swayambhu is that self-existing Lord or the Divine. Did what? He pierced the openings of the senses outward. Paranchi Khani. Paranchi is outwards. Khani is the senses. Senses are like holes in the body. Eyes, ears, nose, mouth. So these are like holes in the body. So he said, he pierced the holes outwards. Yeah? Instead of pushing the needle outwards, he should have pushed it inwards. It's just being humorous here. That's really cute to put in one humorous sutra. So, Paranchi Khani Vyatmat Swayambhu. Swayambhu, the self-existing Lord, he pierced the senses outwards. Tasmat Paran Pashyati Nanantaram. Tasmat, that is why Paran Pashyati, we look outwards. Yeah? Pashyati is to see, Paran is to look out. We look outwards. Nanantaram, Nanantaram, Nan Antar Atman. Yeah? Nan Antar Atman. So we don't look inside. We are always looking outside because of this. Kashchid Dhira. Very few wise ones. Kashchid Dhira. Pratyag Atmanam Aikshad. Aikshad is desiring the only Atmanam. Pratyag Atmanam. Yeah, those, the strong ones who are very clear, this is my goal, the Brahman, the Purusha, not this material world. Only those few Dhiraha, courageous or brave ones, what happens to them? Avrita Chakshur Amrutattvam Icchan. They turn their gaze inwards. Avrita Chakshur. Chakshur is eyes or gaze. Avrita, turning it inwards. Tat Tvam Icchan. That, and saw that. Yeah? Saw that. That is the self. Tat. So after this sutra, he goes on to describe it many more times in different ways, that we are always lost in the world outside. Yeah, the wise one should go inside. The wise one should start his journey inwards, and his journey is not just in the waking state only. It is also in the which states? Bolo. Unmute and speak. Yes, and how many states are there, you know? I cannot hear you, Vandana. So there are 3 states. What are those 3 states? Huh? Perfect. Waking state, dreaming state and deep sleep state. So you can't just do this in waking state, he says. You have to go to dreaming and deep sleep state also. You have to be 100% aware. Yeah? So that is what is the next sutra. Yeah? He told him, you withdraw, 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 go within and come to the Mahat, to the Avyakta, to the Purusha. But this process you can't just do in the waking state. You have to do in the dreaming and sleep state also. That is the sutra. Swapnantam, Jagritantam. Swapnantam is the dreaming state. Jagritantam is the waking state. Chaubhau yenanu pashyati. Both of them. Chaubhau, both of them. Yenanu pashyati, one who sees or perceives the self in both waking and dreaming state. Mahantam Vibhum Atmanam. He perceives the Mahantam, the great Atma, the self. Which is the causal body itself. Yeah? So which is the deep sleep state. That is why deep sleep state is not separately defined here. So one who is aware in this waking and the dreaming state will experience the Mahan Atma, which is the deep sleep state, in the deep sleep state as well, the causal body. Matva Dhiro, that Dhiraha only will realize it. Only the strong one will realize it. And Na Shochati, he will never ever grieve again. There will not be any sorrow for him again. Yeah, so very beautifully he now goes on to describe the self even more. Yeah? This self which you experience when you are totally in that aware state during the deep sleep state or the causal body, in the causal body. Yeah? That he describes in many sutras after this. I have just selected a couple there. Yeah? The next one. Ya imam mad vadam veda atmanam. One who knows the self. Jivam antikat. The experiencer of the results of action, and Jivam antikat as the supporter of life. So Madvadam here has a very beautiful meaning. Madvadam means the experiencer of all the results of action. Yeah? So one who knows the self as the experiencer of all the results of action. Yeah? And Jivam, here Jivam Atmanam means he is the one who is the supporter of life, as in because of him life exists in this piece of Prakriti. Yeah? So he is the giver of life. Whatever you can come up with a better explanation in your head, that life exists because of him. Yeah? Antikat, knowing him closely. And the word Veda means to know. So one who knows this soul closely, knows that this soul is the Jivam, that which is the giver of life, knows this soul as the experiencer of results of action, which is Madvadam, the word Madvadam. Ishanam Bhuta Bhavasya. Ishanam Bhuta Bhavasya, he is the Lord of the past and the future. One who recognizes the self like this, with this understanding in his deepest meditation. What happens to that person? Na tato vijugupsate. He fears nothing. There is no more misery in his life. There is nothing to fear, nothing to hate, nothing to be afraid of. Etad vai tat. This is that. He is describing the soul. So, repeatedly he will say, this is that. This is that. The soul was not described in too many words. I explained to you last weekend, because the moment we give it too many words, the mind wants to stick onto that form. That also becomes a form in my head then. So to prevent this thing from happening, where I do not stick onto form, they dropped words and called it that. Etad vai tat. That. This is that. So, you remember Nachiketa's question. What is the question? How will I become a patra for the grace of the divine to flow to me? So, he is describing all these things in response to that. And now, he goes on to describe that who is the person who gets stuck in this cycle of life and death. That is the next sutra. Yade veha tad amutra. Yad amutra tad anveha. Whatever is here, that is there. Whatever is there, that is here. That is the first line. Where there? What is he talking about?
He's talking about the universal consciousness which we are part of.
Yes.
So everything that is here is there. So what is part of Brahman, which is we, is already here and it's already there.
Absolutely. Beautiful. So don't think it is something different or something outside that I have to go and achieve. A fish once says to an older shark, I am going to look for the ocean. I have to find the ocean. Yes, this is my biggest sankalpa. I have a long journey to take. I am going to find the ocean. The fish goes and swims. It takes such a long time. It kept looking here, there. It went through all the 7 seas of the world and came back to the shark and said, oh, I have become so old. And I went to find the ocean, not realizing that I am in the ocean. What is here is there. What is there, that is here. person who does not realize this beautiful fact, what happens to him? That's the next line. Mrityu sa mrityum apnoti. He goes from death to death. Ya iha naneva pashyati. One who cannot perceive this oneness, this truth. So, do you want to be like the fish that is looking for the ocean? Yeah, don't get trapped in that mire. Whatever is here, that is there. Whatever is there, that too is here. Okay? So, don't get lost in concepts and percepts, and notions in the mind. Go beyond them. You are already that Brahman. You are already that ocean. There is no difference. So Yama goes on to describe to Nachiketa that you already have that patrata. Remember his question, no? He says you have it. Don't go looking for it, that how will I become worthy of the grace of the divine. This grace of the divine is already flowing. What is there is here. What is here is there. Yeah? What is the problem then? If the grace of the divine is already flowing on me, why am I still not getting enlightened? What is the problem?
Because I'm still stuck in my five senses.
Yes. And what does that do to the patra?
Does not grow. It just is there. You don't even realize that we have the capacity to increase our patra.
Patra means what? How many of you understood the meaning of the word patra? This is a patra. Yeah? When the patra's open mouth, yeah, is up, is facing upwards, then only can it contain something. If I turn this patra upside down, can it contain the water that how much ever water I put on it? Is it going to contain it? No. A person who is lost in raga and dvesha is like this. His patra is turned upside down. He cannot contain the grace of the divine even though the grace is flowing. Yeah? When you drop the raga and dvesha and you start moving away from the world of five senses towards the senses, towards the mind, to the intellect, towards the self, dropping the ego, what starts happening? Slowly, slowly this patra starts turning like this. And you reach this. Yeah? But till the time you don't reach this angle, the grace of the divine cannot be contained. You cannot put one leg into the world, oh, I want to have this one to raga, dvesha, and I want to also work towards the divine. You're still like this. The grace will still not flow inside. Are you getting what I'm saying? Your angle of your patra is not perfect. And this angle can be achieved how? By 100% letting go of that raga and dvesha. Yeah? Even if I have let go of raga and dvesha just 99%, is it good enough? The patra will be like this. Is it good enough? Will the grace come in? It won't. Yeah? So, this is a path of losing. You have to lose everything, then only do you get it. Yes? Remember I told you Buddha's story? Yeah? Buddha said no. I didn't gain anything. Yeah? But I lost a lot. I lost all my ragas and dveshas and anger, jealousy, hatred, even feverishness to achieve, attain. competition, super passion that we live with, the fire in the belly, all that is gone, he says. Clear? Yeah? So increase your patrata, then the grace of the divine will flow and your patra will be full and you will recognize the self or the Purusha. And how is that Purusha or the self? He goes on to describe in the next sutra. Yes? The next sutra is Angushta Matraha Purusho Madhya Atmani Tishthati. Angushta Matra, what is Angushta? The thumb. This is called Angushta. Yeah? Matra means the measure. So, like the measurement of your thumb, just the outer ring of the thumb, that much is the size of the Purusha. And it is situated where? Madhya Atmani Tishtati. It is situated in the who remembers?
Heart of the subtle body.
Perfect. Madhya is another word for heart. Madhya is in the middle. Yeah. So, Madhya is in the middle of that body. Yes. In the heart of that body. Ishana Bhuta Bhavasya means again it is the Lord of the past and the future. Na tato viju gupsate. One who knows him does not have any fears, or all fears and dveshas drop away. Etad vai tat. This is that. So he goes on to describe the soul more and more in different ways. Yeah? It's all poetic license here. So very beautifully he goes on to describe and glorify the soul. The next sutra is also that again. Yeah? Angushta Matra Purusho Jyotir Vadhumakaha. The self, which is the size of the thumb, is like a flame. Jyoti. Yeah? Jyotir is a flame. Vadhumakaha, devoid of smoke. Have you seen a flame which is devoid of smoke? The soul is described like a flame that is devoid of smoke. Eshano Bhuta Bhavasya. It is the Lord of the past and future. Sa eva adya. Sa ushvaha. Means he is the same today. Adya is today. And sa ushvaha. Shvaha is tomorrow. He is the same tomorrow. The soul is the same today and it will remain the same tomorrow. He goes on to describe more and more about the self, and now what happens when this self or the soul leaves the body in the next sutra. Yeah? Here's Bali 5, sutra number 4. Asya Vishramsa Manasya Sharirasthasya Dehina. When the embodied soul dwelling within the body slips off It's a very nice English way of saying slips off, but understand what is happening. Snaps out of the body. That is what is happening. Dehad vimumcha manasya. It snaps out or is released from the body or leaves the body. Kim atra parishishyate. What is there that remains? Etad vaitat. This is that. So what is he saying here? That after the soul leaves, the body has no meaning basically. Yeah? It's just earth, water, fire, ether, air. It is just Prakriti. The Purusha has left the Prakriti. Yeah? It has no meaning, and this will happen to everybody. Yeah? That is the code that you have to decipher in this sutra. Asya vishramsa manasya sharirasthasya dehina. Dehina sharirasthasya is the one that is embodied. Sharir asthasya dehina is the embodied soul, the Purusha that is in the body. It's a poetic way to say it. Visramasya, it says bye-bye or starts saying bye-bye or getting loosened, detached. Dehad vimuncha manasit snaps out of the body and along with all the impressions, snaps out of the body. Kim matra parishishyate. What remains after that? What is there remaining after that? This is that. Etad vaitat. After this there are a couple more sutras where he just says that you should let the earth go back to the earth. As a soul, don't try to get back into the body. Don't be attracted to the attachments of the body. Yeah, let go, let it go. Yeah? It is the way the Avyakta has designed this. You have to drop it. So drop the attachments. Let it go. That is why he is like very poetic here. What remains after that? Nothing. It's just garbage. Do you remove the garbage from the garbage can and start smelling it and eating it? No. You let go. You have to let go. He's saying drop. Very beautifully he then starts explaining to him what the secrets of the self are. And that's what he says in the next sutra, the number 6 sutra. Hantatta idam pravakshayami. I shall explain to you this now. Guhyam Brahmam Sanatanam. Guhyam is the mystery or the secret of Brahman. Brahma is the consciousness, the Brahman. Sanatanam, which is always there, which was there, is there, and will always be there, eternal. So I shall explain to you the mystery of the eternal Brahman. Yathacha maranam prapya. After the coming of death, after you attain death, Atma bhavati Gautama. You will be just the Atma, the self. O Gautam. Gautam is a way of praising somebody. To say that it has a very beautiful meaning. Tama is the word tamas. And Gau is the one who brings in brightness when there is darkness. So he is already addressing Nachiketa. You are the one who brings in the light when there is darkness. You understand this, that the mystery of this Brahman eternal that I am going to explain to you now. Yeah? And what does he explain? That's the next sutra. Am I going too fast? Please let me know. Good speed, no? Okay. Yoni manye prapadyante sharirattvaya dehinam. Yoni, you understand? Taking a womb. Yeah? Inside the mother's womb, a soul comes and takes that womb. Yeah? So yoni manye prapadyante means to take a womb. Yeah? The womb of the mother. Sharirattvaya, for embodiment. Dehina is some souls. Some souls will, for the sake of embodiment, come into the womb. Yeah? That's the first line. And go ahead. Yeah. The next is Thanum Anye Anu Samyanti. Means some will just become stationary. Sthane. Sthanu is not being able to take a mobile birth. Not being able to take a birth of movement, but a birth of being stationary. Like a plant. Like a tree, it's standing in one place for, some trees stand for thousands of years. Yes? So some take the womb is the first line for the sake of embodiment when they return, and some will just be in one stationary place depending on their what will decide? Karma. Beautiful. Yatha karma. And just karma, does he say? No, he says one more thing. Yatha karma, yatha shrutam. Also the knowledge that they have absorbed. Yeah? So that is why we call this path of knowledge and spirituality as sadhana, no? The wealth that goes with you. Now do you understand? This walking on this path of knowledge, listening to this knowledge, it creates an impression in your mind. Yes? And it creates a karma. Yeah? So it's better to have the impression of a guru, of a teacher who is imparting this spiritual knowledge than have the impression of somebody you hate. Or somebody you are passionate to achieve and make your husband or wife or whatever. Yeah? So these impressions of knowledge are also lodging. These impressions of guru are lodging. Even impressions of Ekta are lodging into your head. Yeah? I'm sure you're going to remember me at the time of your death. Yeah? But this is a good impression. What these impressions do is what? Build your knowledge. It's like taking you from this level of knowledge in this janma to here. And then here, suppose you leave the body, you start the next journey with this knowledge and then you go higher. So, yatha shrutam is that dhana of knowledge that we are talking about. Got it? Shrutam is that, all the knowledge that you have heard. But that's a poetic way of putting it. Got it? So depending on your karma and the knowledge that you have absorbed, you will take an appropriate birth. Somebody who doesn't listen to any scriptural knowledge, any guru who is not on the path, for him what determines? Only his karma. Somebody who is on the path, for him it is karma and the amount of karma that is being wiped away by this knowledge that he is applying. Got it? So both together will determine what kind of a womb are you going to take. Clear? Yeah? That's where Gurudev says, no, you choose your womb, guys. Yeah? Nobody else sitting up there is deciding, okay, this person will go into this particular womb. No. You have decided by your own karmas, by your own ragas and dveshas. Yeah? So there is no God up there who's deciding. It is your own self. And that is why everything, this whole world is called an upside down tree. Have you done this before? Upside down tree? Everybody remembers? Yeah? Even in Bhagavad Gita we did. Yeah? So, what is this upside down tree? He describes in the next Valli. The first Sutra of the next Valli, which is the 7th Valli, I think, Shashti Valli, yeah, 6th Valli. Yeah. That is the first Sutra. Very beautiful this is. Huh? You can draw the tree upside down first. Draw a tree upside down. Yeah. Draw the roots on the top, then you draw the trunk, and then you draw the branches down, and then you draw the leaves and the fruit down. Now you will understand this sutra with that diagram. I cannot have 2 PowerPoints here. No, I can either have a picture or the sutra here. So I'll keep the sutra. You draw the upside down tree in front of you now. Your tree is ready? Yeah? So now look at the tree while we do the sutra. The sutra is Urdhva Mulo. Mulo is the roots. Where are the roots? Up. Urdhva means up. Upwards. Yeah? Mulo means roots. The roots are up. Vak Shakha. Shakha is branches. Where are the branches? Down. Vak means down. Esho Ashvastat Sanatanaha. This eternal tree stands. Sanatanaha, I told you. Eternal, it is forever standing. Yeah? So the first line, to put it in proper English, would be, with the roots above and the branches below stands this eternal tree. Putting it poetically. Tad eva shukram. Shukram I taught you earlier. Shukram means pure. This is the only pure thing in the world. Or this is the only pure. That is the way it said. Tad Brahman. This is the Brahman. Tad eva tam uchyate. This is the one that is called immortal. Tasmin loka shrita sarve tadu natyeti kaschana. Very beautiful. Loka, you know Loka? All the realms of existence, all the dimensions. We learned that this is the physical dimension in which we humans, animals, plants exist. There is one dimension which is beyond this. You learned in Kathopanishad where the Devas exist. Remember? Yeah? So these are all different lokas. They are called loka in the scriptures. Lokas is nothing but the different dimensions or different realms. Yeah? Different, another word in English. So tasmin loka shrita sarve. In all these realms it rests. It is there in all the realms. It is not just in the physical realm. What? This tree, upside down tree. It rests in all the realms. Last part. Tad u nateti kaschana. Nothing whatsoever can transcend it. Etad vai tat. This is that. What is the meaning of telling you about this upside down tree? Tell me.
They are all the roots of Brahman.
Okay.
When it comes down, it makes if you look at it the other way, the roots are in Brahman itself. Everything else is a projection out of Brahman.
Beautiful. Yeah. So my home is there. Yes, the roots are there. That ground, that foundation is up there in the Brahman. It's not up in the sky again. Yeah, it's just a depiction, a symbolic thing of that tree. Is just a symbolism to understand that my roots are in Brahman. That is home. Yes, I must have made the journey from the bark to the branches to the leaves to the fruits, but this is just a journey. Yes, my actual foundation is in Brahman. That is who I am. That is what I am. That is immortal. That does not die. A fruit falls off, it dies. A leaf falls off, it dries up. A branch can break. Yes? But I am established in that Brahman. Yeah? And I am eternal. Yes? So all these leaves breaking off is the number of bodies that you probably take, depending on your karma. Yeah? One leaf is broken, one body is gone, you've taken the next one. The next leaf is broken, that body is gone and you take the next one. Yeah? But all this is the changing, the temporary aspect is the leaves and the fruits and the flowers of that tree. Yeah? The permanent is you can see the roots are grounded. That ground which is up there, that is the Brahman. That is what I am. And nothing can transcend that, O Nachiketa. Yes? So recognize that your soul or the Purusha is that Brahman. Yeah? You are not all these little leaves and fruit and flowers that you are attracted to and tempted by. Your attraction to this little fruit and that little fruit, karma phalam, has come from there only, this tree. Yeah? And my attraction to one fruit, I should get this, is what creates a raga in me. That creates the impression, again I am born, again another leaf or another branch, and again I have to have another fruit. Yeah, because I craved for that fruit. Even if I hate a particular fruit, I will again take another branch and another leaf and another flower and another fruit. And I'm lost in this. Yeah. Look up. You are somewhere much higher, much higher. Drop these small ragas and dveshas. You are stuck on two berries when I am giving you the highest truth. Yeah, Yama is saying, don't be stuck onto this. Move ahead. Yeah? Drop. Yes? And the only person who realizes this truth and moves on can drop taking these little birds as fruit and the worm inside the fruit and the flower and the leaf. That exactly is there in the next sutra. Go to the next sutra. Iha cheda ashakad bodham. Iha is that one, or if. Ashakat, one succeeds. Yeah? In bodham. Bodham is in knowing or realizing. Praksharirasya distrasya. Before the disintegration of this body. If one succeeds in realizing this truth, before this body disintegrates, prak sharirasya visrasya, before it dissolves or disintegrates. Tata sarveshu lokeshu sharirratvaya kalpate. Then what happens? If he does not realize this, then what happens? For every loka in the worlds of the being, in sargeshu lokeshu, shariratva, he will have to take this body again and again and again. Kalpate means he is then fit for just taking rebirth. So you got the two sentences. The first one is, if one succeeds in realizing, knowing this here and now, before the body disintegrates, he's achieved. Yeah, that he is achieved is implied. It's not going to be there in the sutra. Like I told you, they are codes. Yeah, he's achieved. He's gotten there. He's reached home. But if one who does not realize, he will again and again take a sharira, a body. Yeah, he's fit for taking a body in this world. Sargeshu lokeshu. So now he tells him, now if you have to become fit to really, or to take this, you have to become a patra to get the grace of the divine, you have to start recognizing how this Purusha manifests in all these lokas, in all these dimensions. Yeah? So this is even a deeper one which Guruji we just read through it, and we didn't discuss this much last weekend. So we look at this next sutra, Sutra 5, where he says, Yatha darshe tatha atmani, yatha swapne tatha pitraloke. Means, as you see in a mirror, when you look at a mirror, how do you see yourself? The way you are. But it's still a mirror. It is not true. Yes, this is the real image that you have. The real piece of Prakriti, and that is just an image of this piece of Prakriti. Yeah? So, Yatha Darshe, how you see in a mirror, Tatha Atmani, Yatha Swapni, just like in a dream. Yeah? It is just like in a dream. Yeah? So now take your mind back to the dream that you had last night. How did you see yourself? You don't see a 3-dimension piece of Prakriti what you are, correct? You see it as a 2-dimension image in your dream, just like it is in a mirror, correct? So, the way you see yourself in a mirror right now, when you are awake, like that you see yourself in a dream. 2-dimensional, just to be more clear. Yeah? Tatha Pitra Loke means the same way you will see yourself when you pass on and move on and meet your Pitras, which is your ancestors. You remember who will you meet first when you go on? Your ancestors. Yeah? So, when you pass on and move on to the Pitra Loka, how will you see yourself? Like the way you see yourself in a dream or the way you see yourself in a mirror? Why? Why?
Leaves this body, this is all a dream. We are actually living in a dream.
Correct. But why do I still see it like that? Even after I die and I've left the body and I go to the other side and I meet my ancestors, why do I see myself as if I am still the mirror image of this body?
Still not, those five things, the sound and the sight still remains, Devi. I mean, we are not completely to Brahman, so we just see that way.
Perfect. Because sight and sound is still there, the impressions are still there. I am stuck to those impressions that I had in this particular 70, 80, 90, 100 years of life. Whatever that lifespan was. All those impressions are there. Yes? I am carrying those impressions, so I see it like the way I see myself in a dream. Yes? That's the deeper meaning of this sutra. So, in the world of the ancestors, you will see yourself the way you see yourself in a dream right now if you go to sleep. Yeah? Similar to the way you look in a mirror. That's the first line. Correct? Got the first line? Absolutely clear? Yeah? Second line. Yathapsu pariva dadrashe tatha gandharvaloke. In the Gandharva Loka, yeah, the realm of the Gandharvas, how will you see yourself? The way an object is reflected in water. Isn't there a difference if you look at yourself in a mirror and you look at yourself in water? What is the difference? Tell me. Perfect. Hazy. Very hazy. Yeah? It's all distorted, hazy. Yeah? So you cannot really see your face clearly. You cannot see everything clearly. So that's how you will find yourself in the world of Gandharvas. Only because of the impressions you are still carrying in your head. So are you saying we are fading away? First we were looking the way we are looking in the mirror in the Pitra Loka. We moved to the Gandharva Loka. Now it is like the hazy, distorted look in the water. Yeah? And there is more to it. Of course, when you go to the Deva Loka, even that hazy thing is gone. But the impressions are still there. Yeah, in the Devaloka, the impressions are still there. Yeah, so it is still some form. The form is mental, not physical, but it's still there. Yeah, and that's what Apsu means. Apsu is water. Here, Yatha Apsu Pariva Dadrase. So the way you see yourself reflected in water. Yeah, like that, Tatha Gandharva Loke. Tatha is like that, you will see yourself in Gandharva Loka. The last part is very important and beautiful. Chhaya Tapayor Eva Brahmaloke. in the Brahmaloka, means the Brahman, or when you are in the Purusha, how do you see yourself? Just as light. Yeah? Just as light. That is what you are. Just pure light. Yeah? So now this is the Brahmaloka. What is the part of Brahmaloka? Tell me. We discussed some time ago. Who remembers? The levels of the self, tell me.
Mahat and
Mahat, Avyakta, Purusha and Brahman. All those four come in the Brahmaloka. Mahat, Avyakta, Purusha and Brahman. That is the Brahmaloka. There you are just pure light. You remember? You come to the gates of Brahman, to the gates of Mahat, and after that the grace of the divine decides whether you enter or not. Yes? After that you are just pure light, because you have let go. You have let go of the last few impressions also that you were stuck onto. Yes? Yes, you see yourself as light. So now, Yama is telling Nachiketa, you are that light. Yes? When you move away from the body through these various stages, you just see yourself still like a form in the mirror, then you see yourself as if in water, then you see yourself as just impressions. Those impressions are still bothering you. And then at the last point where you give up the ego, you drop that impressions also. You reach the gates of Mahat, and there you are just pure light. You dropped even these impressions. This was a very beautiful thing, I think we skipped last week. Yeah?
it's like a revision for us, Devi.
Yes. Yeah. So, now he again emphasizes, now what is the supreme? The light is supreme, no? Over the impressions, over the reflected image in the water, over the reflected image in the mirror. Yeah? The light is supreme. So that's in the next sutra. Yeah? It's again a repetition, but it's a good way to again revise the whole thing. He says, Indriyebhya param mano. Yeah, so the way you actually see yourself in this world. Yeah? Higher than that is the way you see yourself in your mind. Mano. Yeah? Manasa sattvam uttamam. The way you see yourself in the mind with your ego, the higher than that is the sattvam, the essence that you are. Yeah? Satvadhi Mahan Atma. Higher than that sattva is also the Atma, yeah, that you are. Yeah? Mahato Avyaktam Uttavam. Yeah? Higher than the Mahat is the Avyakta. Yes? So, of course, you are light only in all these, but even the way you see yourself at the Mahat, higher than that will be the way you see yourself at Avyakta. Yeah? Mahato Avyaktam uttamam. One more thing I forgot to tell you. This little apostrophe that you see before a word in Sanskrit, it is actually an avyaktam. Yeah, that's why you must be wondering, there is no A and how is she saying avyaktam? Yeah, that's how Sanskrit is. Yeah. The next sutra is the continuation of this. Yeah. It's again a couple sutra which goes together. Avyaktat tu parah purusha. Beyond the avyakta is the way you are, the way you see yourself in the pure light that you are, the purusha. Yeah? You are the superior most. Yeah? Vyapako linga evacho. Vyapak, all pervading. Yeah? Alinga. Vyapak, but alinga means you are all pervading, but there is no sign. Like space is all here. Yeah, it's here in Chicago, there in Cincinnati, there in Houston, there in Italy, wherever you are, the same space is there, but there is no sign of it. Yeah, a sign is always form. Yeah, this is formless. So, though it is Vyapak, it is alingam. It has no sign identifying. Yam nyatva muchyate jantur mrit tvam cha gacchati. By knowing this Purusha, one gets liberated. Jantur Amrit Tattvam means Jantur is the creature. Yeah, he's calling you a creature, a Jantur. Amrutatvam, you attain immortality. Cha gacchati, you move towards deathlessness. Muchyate gacchati. That's how your verb is in English. Muchyate gacchati, deathlessness, walk towards. Yeah, you walk towards deathlessness. Yeah. So, very beautifully he has explained how the Purusha is the highest. And when you see the highest, yeah, you will walk towards liberation. So basically you will let go of the physical, you will let go of the reflection of the physical in the mirror kind of look, you will let go of the hazy look of the reflection in water, then you will let go of the impressions also of that in the mind, and then you will reach that highest where you are pure light, the Purusha. And that is deathlessness or immortality. Got it? Understood the sutra? Clearly? Yeah. And how does this state happen? How will this progression happen? Yeah, these are all milestones he is giving you. Mirror-like, then reflection in water, then impression still there, and then complete pure light. So he is giving you milestones. So how will I be able to cross these milestones? Is the next sutra. Yeah, number 14. What is it? Yada sarve pramuchyante kama yes asya hridishrita. Yeah, yada, when, sarve, all, pramuchyante, fall off, kama, desires, ye asya, those that, hridi, in the heart, shrita, who have become, nestled in the heart, which have become like cobwebs in your heart. Yeah? So when all the desires which are nestled in your heart fall away, atha martyo amrito bhavati, then mortal becomes immortal. Yatha atha martyo amrito bhavati. Yeah? Mortal becomes immortal. Atra Brahma samashnute, and attains the Brahman. So what is the key? How will you cross these milestones? How?
Dropping the desires.
Perfect. There is no other way, guys. There is no other shortcut. If you are looking for something else, maybe I don't have to drop this one desire or that one desire. No. This is the only way. Letting go of desires. Raga, craving for something is also a desire. Aversion to somebody or something is also a desire. Yes? So remember that. Dropping desires is the only way. And the more I drop desires keep dropping, the more these milestones keep opening up to me. Yeah? Everything becomes fader and fader and fader, and all the impressions fade away and fade away, a little more, a little more. Yeah? And you start moving towards the light. Yes? And then he tells Nachiketa how actually you can start moving towards the light. Yes? In the next sutra. Shatam cha eka. Shatam is 100 and cha eka is 1. 101. Cha hridasya nadya. Nadis going and converging into the heart. There are 101. Yes? One of them, tasam murdhanam. One of them, murdhanam, goes to the head. One of them goes to the head. And I'll tell you right now only, we will do this in Yoga Vasishtha if you get there. This one that goes to the head is called Sushumna Nadi. Yeah? So, Sushumna Nadi is the one that goes to the head. Murdhanam Abhini Astraika. Murdhanam is the top of the head. Yeah? Abhini Astraika goes along that path. Why is he telling you about the Nadi? The one who meditates, yeah, and pulls his energy up, keep pulling his energy up. He is the one who attains liberation, because this is the one path that goes to liberation. Tayor Dvam Ayan Amrutatvam. It goes to immortality. Amrutatvam, immortality. Iti Visvag Anye Utkramena Bhavati. The others go to repeated cycle of birth and death and birth and death and birth and death. Yeah? So what is the meaning of telling you this? When you drop desires, your energy starts lifting from the chakras and it goes automatically to the topmost chakra of the body. It is a natural movement of energy that will happen the more you let go of ragas and dveshas and let go and let go. And meditation is just a practice of moving this energy up. Yeah? So meditation is just a glimpse of depth, or a glimpse of what can be achieved when you move on to the other side. Yeah? So now he describes the self a little more. Yeah, we have done this. Yeah. Partly we have done it. Now partly what is Yama telling Nachiketa? He says, Angushta Matra Purusho Antar Atma Sada Jananam Hridaye Sannivistaha. Angushta Matra Purusho, you got it? The Purusha, which is the size of the thumb. Sada Jananam Hridaye. Hridaye, again you know, the heart is abiding in the heart, always, Sada. Yeah? Sannivishtaha. It is resting there. Yeah? Seated there. Yeah? Tvam Sva Charita Pravena Munjada Iveshikam Dhairena. Dhaira is courage, with bravery. What do? You Swacharita Pravena. You pull it out. That self which is lodged in the heart of the subtle body, you pull it out with courage. How? Like munjad. You remember munja grass? Munja grass is just like a thin stalk of grass, really long. Yeah, so he is the Upanishad master who wrote this, very beautifully described it, like you would draw a munja grass out, you draw the self out from the heart where it is seated. Yes, like a dhira, like the courageous one. Yes. Now you cannot start meditating. Ektaji said, okay, like a munja grass, I have to draw the self out, and now you're imagining one blade of grass and at the end of it some light coming out. Please don't get into all this. Yeah, it sounds also very funny. I don't know how some people can do such things. Yeah, you don't have to imagine it. This is poetic license. It's poetry. Very beautifully Yama is describing to Nachiketa how to bring that self out. Yeah? Basically it is trapped by your subtle body, no? Your subtle body is full of raga, dveshas, I want this, I don't want this, I like this, I hate this, oh, so many impressions trapping it. He's saying just draw it out of those impressions. Drop, let go. That is the meaning of it. Huh? This is very poetically told to you. Just remove it like the stalk of a grass, munja grass. Yes. That brings us to the last shloka. Yeah. Nachiketa understood all this. Nachiketa was like, wow, I have found it. And when Nachiketa said, oh wow, I have understood it, found it, Nachiketa was liberated. Yes? So that is the last sutra, which is Mrityu Proktam Nachiketo. Yeah? Mrityu Proktam, Yama, or the Lord of Death, told all this to Nachiketa. Labdhva vidyam etam. and he got all the knowledge. He attained all this knowledge. Yoga vidhim cha kritsnam. He also not only got the knowledge, but he got the yoga vidhi. Vidhi means the procedure how to do it. Yeah? Dropping desires is the only procedure. There is no other way, guys. Let go of every single raga, dvesha, raga, dvesha, raga, dvesha. That is the only way. That is the yoga vidhi. That is the methodology. Yeah? How to attain Brahman. Brahma prapto virajo. He attained Brahman, who was virajo means seated. Where? Bud vimtyur anyopi evam. That was seated within himself only. You don't have to go out to realize anything. Yes? That Brahman, that highest knowledge is with you only. Yeah? He became free from all raga, dvesha and from death. And the last part is a blessing to you, to all the people who are listening to this knowledge. Yes? Anyopi, anybody other than Nachiketa, evam, who also, you with Adhyatma, who takes in this Adhyatma, this spirituality or this knowledge, he may also be enlightened. He may also get Brahma Prapto. May you also be enlightened. That is Yama's blessing for you. And how can anybody depict somebody who blesses you for enlightenment? How can you depict that Lord as something dark or angry or evil? He is the most compassionate, most beautiful soul. Yeah? So Lord Yama is blessing you in this last line. He says, may you have Brahma Prapti. Yeah? May you achieve Brahman. That ends Kathopanishad. Good.
After listening to Kathopanishad, when we were going through Patanjali, one of the sessions, the impact of knowledge is so deep.
True. Absolutely true. Yeah? Knowledge is the only thing that can help you cross over this samsara. Without knowledge, you cannot get there. It's not possible, guys. Yes? So now that you have all started Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, do not drop out. Yes? It is like holding Guruji's finger. Now keep walking behind him. Wherever he takes you, just keep walking. Yes? One day he will take you to Brahma Prapti. Yes? Any questions? No? All enlightened? So beautiful, no? We are so blessed to get this knowledge from Gurudev. You are really blessed. And don't ever leave his hand. Yeah, he's always there. You are the one who lets go of his hand and runs away. Yeah? So don't leave his hand ever. And he will take you there. Okay? So before we wrap up, we will chant the prayer again. You know the prayer. I'll just put it up again here. Yeah? We'll chant this prayer and then we end Kathopanishad. Yes? And the journey is still not over, remember. We go on to Patanjali after this. And then we go on to Ashtavakra. And after Ashtavakra we go on to Narada, and then we go on to Yoga Vasishta. So you have signed up for an MBA in mind management with me. Yes? Now no dropping out. No dropouts allowed only. Yes? Committed? Yes? The next couple of years you are with me on this spiritual path. Oh, sweet. Okay. So now let's chant the prayer together. You can all unmute yourself and let's chant together. Eyes closed. Take a deep breath in. Om Sahana Bhavatu. Sahanau Bhunaktu. Sahaviryam Karvavahai. Tejasvinavaditamastu. Ma vidvishavahai.